Welcome to the Own Your Family, where real stories and proven formulas are shared about leaving the rat race so you can achieve freedom and spend more quality time with your family. Get ready, mompreneurs and dadpreneurs, to get inspired by earning from home, living healthy, and aspiring for more in life with your hosts, Renat and Katrina.
My name is Katrina Sevilla, and joining our exciting topic today is the founder of Freelance Business Community. She is also a senior event marketing and operations executive with almost 20 years of experience in business to business. She is a certified event technologist. Elina Jutelyte, welcome.
Thanks, Katrina. So nice to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Great. Now today we're going to talk about freelancing and its industry that's making a trend these days. And I'm super grateful that to have you, Elina, with us in this show to shed light on the reality as well of this business. So we're definitely going to learn a lot of things about freelancing, including best practices and tips. Okay. All right. And I have many interesting questions in store for our guests today. All right, so let's start off by learning a bit about yourself. Mm-hmm. How did you get into this industry, the freelance business, Elina?
Yeah, well, interesting question. It's in my case, it was, I guess, a very conscious switch from being employed into going independent. For some people, it might be a different story, but in my case, I really wanted to become independent when I was working. I knew I can do it. I was just looking for a good time to, to take off and have customers and do events for them, because this is my main field. I'm event producer. So at a certain point 5 years ago, that was the exact good time for me to jump off. And it was a very smooth transition from one day to another, really. I was really lucky to have a customer from day one. And that's how it helped me to actually start off on a very positive side with a very large contract immediately. So maybe it's a typical situation for freelancers when they start small. I started very big immediately. So that was a positive side. But during my journey, I felt like, okay, I'm doing things. I know I do it well, but I don't feel like I'm completely into the subject of running independent business. And then I started looking for people, and luckily I was introduced to other freelancers who experienced the same issues. They experienced the same need of connecting and, hearing others sharing their experiences. So we started producing events for freelancers. Coming from my business background, obviously that was a natural thing to do. And we did live events in Belgium, in Brussels. And from 2020, obviously, we did online initiatives. So that's a short story into coming from employment to independent.
Great story, Elina. Thank you. So it really came out from a conscious decision that, okay, I want to have my independence in terms of working. And so you made out a step. You step out 5 years ago and start. Now I have seen this interesting description on your LinkedIn profile. And what exactly are you doing as an event technologist?
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting question, actually.
Yeah,
and I think now we see a lot more and more event technologists coming into the domain of event industry, just because of the switch that we have experienced last year. All of a sudden, quite a lot of event professionals became event technologists just because they were forced into learning more about event technology. In my case, I was always in the technology sector. I was always fascinated with the technology. In early 2000, we developed in-house event management system for an association. So technology was always kind of in my background, in my, things I did, but I never really mentioned that until next year when I realized that actually this is my you know, this is my skill set. This is what I do very well. This is what I like, but I never position myself as such. So it's was actually interesting discovery for me that I realized that how I stand out from comparing with other event professionals. So that's why it's on my resume.
Yes, it is. It is on your resume, and I got curious about it because it was my first time to heard about that terminology. And normally, I would just see event coordinator, or event manager, or event organizer, and I was like, what's the main difference between, you know, being event technologist and just you know, a manager, a coordinator, or an organizer. So interesting to know that.
Yeah, I think the main difference is that it's someone who understands how technology runs, because events, and that's mistakenly been considered as such, are not just something that is separate from marketing and sales, for instance. It's always part of the marketing mix. So event technology eventually is also part of the marketing tech stack, and you need to know it. You need to know how it works. You need to know how it communicates with other systems, how integrations are being structured, and how data flows from one system to another. Because once you have the gaps, then like running events is getting very difficult, because you will never get the data that you need to analyze post-event the performance. So yeah, that's what technologist does. That's what technologist understands. And technologist also recommends the system that works the best in your particular scenario, because obviously now we've got so many systems to run online events, and sometimes it's difficult to actually figure out what do you need. So that's what technologists.
Great, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that out, Elina. Now, let's talk about this community that you founded for freelancers. How did this whole idea of for freelance business community come about?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it was, you know, you start with the discussions like, you know, there's obviously a gap, we need to do something about it. And that's how the first Freelance Business Day was produced. And just as a test, to be honest, a test to see whether there is interest. Is it only us that are so, you know, desperate for having information and connection, so others would appreciate? And there was appreciation, there was interest, and that's how the community started to grow. And then eventually, I think the breaking point was last October when we did a month-long conference. Yeah, exactly 31 days of inspiration, topic sessions, exchange, you know, connections. And that really illustrates even a bigger need to explain what freelance economy is, because taking the 3 years, for instance, that the freelance community is on market, all of a sudden we realized that it needs to be explained. There are so many players that coming to this domain, so many products, the relationships changing between job givers, which are corporate, for instance, and freelancers, that they hire them much more easier than before. And yeah, there are so many things that's changed since when we started. So that last year we realized the need to actually, you know, we need to do more. We need to get more people on board for that. We need to really elevate the profile of freelancers as excellent, highly skilled and experienced professionals, rather than just, you know, second-class kind of people that cannot find job. So yeah, there's lots of things that we're working on right now to make it a big success. Yeah.
When did you exactly start the freelance business community, by the way?
So that was, I think, 2018 when the first event was produced. Yeah.
Okay, so that's about 2 years now.
All right. 3 actually, if I count well. Yeah, it's a 3rd year.
Yes. Now, my next question is that I see that more and more people would like to get into that industry, the freelancing. That's the new age. People are working at home. They get comfortable working at home or everywhere they want to. I would like to know from, you know, the standpoint of a beginner or standpoint of someone who wants to break through in that industry, what are the top industries nowadays that have high demand for freelancers?
Yeah, it's a good question. And we actually was asking that question to ourselves as well. And we have defined the fastest growing sectors are marketing and sales, creatives, copywriters, translators, journalists, anyone who writes, and software developer specialists. And of course, each group can be subdivided and it can be massive. For software developers, obviously, there will be so many profiles, starting from machine learning to artificial intelligence to, you know, creating website, like really a huge domain that can be explored. But all of them are growing so fast right now. And that's why we actually launched 4 additional events this year just to cover these specific sectors and, you know, connect them with each other and teach them and kind of inspire them to move forward and give them marketing updates and what's happening in the world so that they do stay updated and, you know, grow in their professional expertise.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Now, as someone who is, you know, starting up in that industry, what are the key activities that you would recommend them to invest their time in? Because at first it's like so overwhelming. Okay, how can I get this job? How can I get, you know, in contact with, you know, with them or with this group? So what would you recommend them to, you know, join in?
For those who are starting and only thinking about what can I do, well, I guess you start with what you, like you will apply the skills that you already have, right? You're not gonna change dramatically from what you did before into going in freelancers. There are cases like that, obviously, in successful cases, but that will probably require more prep time. Now, if you're just changing from a job into freelance, try to build the ground, you know, the basis for that. Start talking to potential customers, whether they would be interested in working with you directly. You know, don't say you have to steal the customers of your current company, but, you know, go out and talk to people. That's probably the first thing I'd be doing if I start again. I would be talking to freelancers who are in the same domain, kind of checking, okay, how you run business, how you do things. And that's why events actually and masterclasses that we run are very good source for that, because it's free for freelancers. We don't charge anything to freelancers. And that's why it's so easy just to, you know, connect and listen what others are sharing. And then next step, I would advise to talk to accountants, and maybe several of them. Why? Because your status that you will be forming officially depends on your family situation as well. So you have to talk to your accountant and maybe financial advisor in terms of, you know, what would be recommended for you. We had several cases, for instance, with some freelancers where they had several people in the family doing freelancing work, and sometimes for them it would be easier just to form a different entity. They would still be acting as a solo, but under one company name, for example. So yeah, it's different matters that you would need to discover. And then obviously those people will be able to tell you, okay, this is the projection you need to make in terms of your finances and so forth and so on. In some cases, you may decide to go with a cooperative that would handle all the logistics and all the like payroll situation and taxes for you. It's a little bit less risky scenario, let's say, and maybe something that you can try for a while and then switch to a full freelancing role in a sense that you will run your own finances and taxes and things like that. So
great advice.
These are the steps I would do now if I would, because I've been through quite challenging financial situation and issues with accountants, and I really do not recommend anyone to go my way. It was really painful. So yeah, the more you can prepare for your beginning, the better.
Thank you so much, Elina. That's just valuable advice. Now, what would you say to are the top 3 skills needed to be a successful freelancer?
Wow. Social skills, definitely. You need to be, like, you don't need to be afraid to talk to people, because that's how you will pave your path. That's how you're going to find customers, partners, collaborators for whatever you do. I would say digital marketing No matter what you do, this seems to be the key skills for you to, to make your business run easier, also to become visible, to get more clients noticing you. And even if you don't have those skills, consider maybe working with someone. We discovered that, for instance, if you look outside of your own country, for some other regions, you can get support for, like you can afford this support, right, for the time that you need.
Yes.
And the third one would be time management, I guess. Something that I'm missing probably, even though I'm even professional time management, just because when you start freelancing, you quickly realize that you can do so much and you will want to do that, but time is limited. So you really need to be 100% focused on what exactly you want to do. Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna hit you at some point very hard.
Right, I understand. Now that's social skills, marketing skills, and time management. The top three skills needed to be successful.
Yeah, in my perspective, I guess for today. Tomorrow I probably have another opinion, but for now, yeah.
But yeah, that's wonderful, and thank you for that. Now, what do you think it takes to become a successful freelancer? Not the skills, but what does it take for you to become a successful freelancer or a virtual assistant?
A virtual assistant? Well, I'm not sure about virtual assistant. I guess they have their own expertise. But in terms of success, it's an interesting question because we did ask that question to many freelancers. We ran a survey, and quite frequently the answer was, I do feel successful that I'm capable of managing my own time, not overwork, but still earning a good income that allows me to do things like a normal person, still see my friends, family, well, not at this point, I guess, but like in a normal situation, do some activities outside of work. So you're not in a struggle to find, daily how to earn, right? So you have stable income, you have stable customers, they're happy, you're happy, time is managed perfectly, and that is success for many. For some, success would be probably, scaling the freelance business that they earn the first million, for instance. And we also had several sessions on that, which type of business is actually prone to grow that quickly to reach really millions in revenue. And that is also a possibility. Really depends on ambitions, I guess. For some, it's just, smaller scale, they're happy, they have enough time for the family, and they earn good to support the living. And for some, it's just really going bombastic and very, very, very big. It's,
all right, great. Depends. Yes, so you're talking about, being able to manage your own time when working as a freelancer, and are you saying that also you can do the job wherever you want, like, or whether you're at home or you're abroad, you can still
Absolutely.
do this?
Yeah. Similar, we like in the research that we've run, we asked freelancers, what do you like about freelancing? And every second answer was freedom. Freedom to do my work at the time I want, at the place I want, for the customers I want, because I guess the privilege of being a freelancer is also to say no to those who you don't feel the fit, or you sense there is something wrong with the project that they're trying to hire you for. So yeah, it's I guess it's the greatest benefit that I personally appreciate as well very much.
Okay, great. Now, my next question would be, what business-related book or inspiring book that has inspired you the most? And tell us something about the book. What is so inspiring
we actually have a list of 25 books that we recommended since that they were mentioned during October conference that we ran last year. 25 amazing books. I wish I've read them all, but there are a few books that really inspired me recently, and they're written by people who are in the freelancing domain, who is in freelance economy, who share it about their, how they run business, success, failures, how to avoid these things, and also very detailed advice on how to run and manage your finances, for instance, your time and so forth and so on. So one of these books that I really, really loved is It's called Freelancing Way by Robert Flach. And Robert is running a community of freelancers in Czech Republic. Our frequent guest at events, an absolutely amazing person that can give probably any advice with the question you can ask. So this is one book. Another book that I've really loved, and I just look if I have it here. It's called Human Cloud, written by Matthew Matola. Matthew is running a SaaS platform for freelancers. For freelancers who are looking to scale the business, actually. It's a combination of the project management tool and a community all together. So he wrote this book to demonstrate actually the power of freelancing economy and who freelancers really are and why companies need to work with them. And also giving lots and lots of suggestions of how to make your freelance career a success. Right. There are lots of authors I can mention. Alison Great wrote a fantastic book about freelancing journey. A lot of advices in there as well. So just ask, I can send the list.
I will just go and check them out. So the first one was Freelancing Way by Robert Black, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And the second one, is it Human Cloud, did you say?
Human Cloud. Mm-hmm.
Human Cloud.
Exactly.
Okay. By Maximo?
Matthew Matola.
Matola. Okay, sorry. Okay. Thank you so much, Elina, for this wonderful opportunity to interview you. Your knowledge in the freelance industry is so much appreciated. So before I let you go, could you please invite our viewers or listeners to your online community?
Oh, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Katrina, for this opportunity. Well, everyone is welcome. I guess, depending when this interview is going live, we run Freelance Business for Marketing and Sales conference on 15th and 16th of April. So everyone is welcome. The tickets are free until we reach 500 people. So be fast. Otherwise, join us on any social media. You can find us by Freelance Business. And we are active almost on all the platforms. And we do have our friendly Slack. So if you land on any social media, you'll find a link how to join Slack. And there we talk on a daily basis about things that really matters to us, even like talking about customers and how to handle them and stuff like that. So everyone is welcome.
Great. I believe I already joined or registered to your event in April. I was probably the first ones. Okay. Great. All right. So have a great day, Elina. Nice chatting with you and hope to interview you again.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Katrina. See you around.
All right. See you around. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Join our online family by signing up for your free account at www.ownyourfamily.com and begin your journey to freedom. Want to get there faster? Book a strategy call with us at ownyourfamily.com/book a call. As always, be sure to leave a rating and subscribe to our podcast and channel so you never miss a future episode.